In this tutorial, we will understand a new topic in ECMAScript 6, which is maps. In the previous JavaScript lectures, we had learned the basic concept behind the maps. But now we will explore the map topic and understand maps in detail. So let's get started. In ECMAScript 6, a new data structure introduced, which is maps. Map is just like an object that they can map a key to a value. When you need to map a key to a value, you will turn into an object, because object allows you to map string keys to object values of any type. So then why JavaScript need to introduce a new data structure? If you wanted to map a key to a value, then the object has some drawback. The prototypal nature of object that there could be mappings that you didn't intend. As you know, in object, key must be symbol or string. This nature preventing you from mapping object to a value. And also, there are no easy way to know how many mappings are there in the object. And you also know, objects do not guarantee any order to their properties. So, the map object addresses this scarcity. The map of object hold key value pair and remember the origin insertion of the keys. You can use any value as a key or value in the map. You are free to specify any type of values like primitive or object when you want to specify keys or values to the map. To get size of the map, you can use size property. Now let's understand how to create maps. When you want to create a map, you need to understand two methods first, set and get. Set method is used to set the value for the key in the map object, and get method is used to return a value associated with the key, undefined if there is none. Now let's take an example and understand map object well. So I will just create a map object here. To create a map object, you need to call map constructor. So to call constructor, we will just say constant my maps is equal to new map and specify parentheses, right? And just after that, I will just create let key string is equal to and specify string type. So this is the type of string, comma key object is equal to object. So I will just specify curly braces here. So this is type of object, and specify comma here and say key function is equal to function and specify curly braces here, right? So we have created three variables. First variable is string, second variable is object, and third variable is function, right? Now just after that, I will set key and value to the map object. So I will just say my maps dot, I will call the set method here. So I will say set and specify my key. So here I will just say key string. So I will just specify my first variable name, comma, and specify value for this key. So I will just say key string value. Just after that, I will just copy this statement and print here and just change the key. So I will just specify key object and the value is key object value. I will just paste this statement again and say here key function and value is key function value, right? So here we had set key and value to the map object. If you wanted to know the map object size, then you can say my maps dot size. So here you just need to specify your map instance and specify size property, right? Now I just wanted to print the map object values on the console. So I will just say console.log my maps dot get. So here I will call the get method to get the key values. So I will just say get key string. I will just copy the statement and print here and just change the key. So I will just say key object and just print it again and here I will say key function. So when you execute this, you will get your key values on the console, right? So I just wanted to show you, you can use not a number as a key also, just like this. So if I just say my maps dot set, and if I create a key and value pair here, so I will just say not a number, so I will say NaN, comma, and I will specify a value, so I will say not a number. So this is a valid statement. I will show you how. So if you check the not a number type, then you will get a number on the console, right? Now I will just get the value of the key not a number, so I will say console.log my maps.get not a number, right? So when you execute this, you will get your not a number key value. Now let's understand how to iterate the map object. Using the for loop, you can iterate map object just like this. So I will just say for, and in the parenthesis I will say let, and here we wanted to iterate key and value, so I will just specify key comma value, and just after that say off and specify your map object, so I will say my maps, right? And in the block I will say console.log, and I'm gonna add message on the console. I will specify backtick and say map key, and specify key here in the curly braces, comma value, and specify value in the curly braces, right? So when you execute this, you will get your map keys and values on the console, right? There is another way to declare map object. The map object have a relation with array objects. So you can specify array in the map object also, just like this. So if I just create another map here, so I will just say constant new map is equal to new map and specify parenthesis. Now in this parenthesis I will specify an array here, so I will just specify a square bracket, and in this square bracket I will specify my array. On the first index I will specify an array, so I will say bracket here and say 1 comma string 1, and just after that specify my first index array, then I will say 2 comma string 2, and then specify second index array 3 comma 3 string, right? Now I also wanted to show you, if you wanted to iterate this array, you have one more way to iterate this array, just like this. Just specify your map object instance, so I will just say new map dot for each. Using for each method, you can iterate all the properties in the map object, right? So I will just say for each, and in the bracket I will specify function and specify two parameters, values and key. So here I wanted to iterate values and keys on the console, so I will just specify values and key as a parameter, and in the body of this method I will say console.log specify map key, and in the curly braces I will say key, specify value, and in the curly braces I will say value, right? So when you execute this, you will get map properties, as simple as that.